How does it feel to control something, only to find out that you've been the one being controlled all along? Can we really control everything in life? Or is it a mere illusion of power that we carry? Let's paint a picture together.
Picture a man in the lush tropics living by the side of a river that every year without fail bursts its banks during the heavy rain season. To save his humble abode from the inevitable floodwaters, he would build a dam each year. With each passing year, his dam grew larger, sturdier, a fortress against nature's onslaught. But one year, the river showed its strength. It flooded so high, so fierce, it shattered the dam into smithereens, causing more devastation than if the dam hadn't existed in the first place. The man gazed upon his destroyed home, his futile attempts to control nature serving only to make him even more susceptible to its wrath. And there lies the crux of our discussion today, the paradox of control. How, in our very human attempt to control our external environment, we become more vulnerable and less resilient to life's unpredictable turns. Even the most mighty have fallen prey to this paradox. Take the historical tale of King Nut. As the story goes, King Nut, in an act of hubris, commanded the sea to halt its waves so his feet and robes could remain dry. But nature paid no heed. The tide carried on, forcing the king to face his own powerlessness against the external forces of the world. But we're not kings commanding the sea. We're ordinary people, with ordinary illusions of control. We might believe we can control others, yet everyone ultimately does their own thing. We might believe we control our bodies, yet we age, get sick, and ultimately pass on, often with little say in the matter. The story of King Nut warns us against the illusion of control. It highlights our limitations in controlling external circumstances. Echoing the teachings of the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, we learn there are things within our power, our opinions, our motivations, and things beyond our control, our bodies, our property. Epictetus would have likely called King Nut a colossal fool for his futile attempts to control the sea. If the king had tried to control the wind, his people, even the aging of his own body, he would have found himself battling elusive forces and would have been shown by the universe how little control he truly had. Moving through the timeline, we reach the ancient East, where the paradox of control finds a different, but no less compelling illustration. An old Taoist farmer lost his horse one day. His neighbors tried to console him, only for the farmer to respond, "Who knows what's good or bad?" When his horse returned with a wild mare, when his son broke his leg trying to ride the mare, when the son was spared conscription because of his injury, the farmer repeated his phrase, "Who knows what's good or bad?" His words underline the unpredictable nature of life. How good can come from bad, how bad can come from good. Think about it. Maybe you've been anxious about losing your job, only to discover that getting laid off gave you the push you needed to open a coffee shop, something you've always wanted. The initial heartbreak turned out to be a blessing in disguise. So, what is the paradox of control, and how does it affect our lives? At its heart, the paradox of control is about the delicate balance between our desire for control and the reality of life's unpredictable nature. It's about realizing that when we try to control the uncontrollable, we become attached to it. And when it doesn't go our way, we're left frustrated, disappointed, and more out of control than ever before. For example, think about parenting. The more we try to control our children, the more they end up controlling our emotions. Perhaps our desire for control stems from insecurity, from the fear of the unknown and the unpredictable. This realization leads us to question, can true peace and security be found in controlling the external world? The answer, my friends, lies within ourselves. As the great Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "Nothing can bring you peace but yourself." We need to shift our focus, from trying to control the uncontrollable to developing our inner resilience and acceptance. When we embrace the unpredictable nature of life, we can focus on the things we can control, like our thoughts, emotions, and actions. As we learn to let go of our imagined need for control, we can free ourselves from unnecessary anxiety and suffering. As Carl Jung said, "I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become." By focusing on our inner strength and courage, we can meet fate head-on, no matter what it throws at us. It's in our hands, really, to free ourselves from the burden of controlling the uncontrollable, to focus on what truly matters, to be more resilient, more adaptable, more at peace with the natural order of things. Remember, confidence isn't built by conquering the world, it's built by conquering oneself. So, let's take it from Seneca, the man who said, "Our lack of confidence is not the result of difficulty. The difficulty comes from our lack of confidence."